Hello, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for stopping by. Let's get started immediately. The first measurement there is your shoulder divided by 2, which gave me 8 inches. After which, you put 10 inches for your pleats. It will be having 2 pleats. Each of them will be taking 5 inches. Then the next will be your sleeve length. You could use 6, 7, 8 to 10. I'm making use of 10 inches. Then extra 5 inches, 3 to 5 inches for your sewing allowance and ease. I added 4 inches. Then measure it and take it all the way down to the hem and connect it. Let's do that. Place that measurement that I had at the shoulder line. So at this point, this is my neckline. 3.5 by 1.5 for the back neckline, connect it. 3.5 by 3.5 for the front neckline, you connect it. Sorry, I didn't know my video wasn't recording when I connected it. So after that, the next thing we are going to do is our sleeve opening. You measure from the shoulder to where you want your sleeve opening to start. From the shoulder there to where I want my sleeve opening. So from shoulder over there, my sleeve opening is 15 inches. Shoulder to 15 inches. You make a curve. Connect it to that line you had earlier all the way down to the hem. So we are going to cut it now. Firstly, you cut the back neckline together, front and back together. After which, you gently raise the front neckline. Be careful not to cut the two of them at this point. Raise the front neckline and cut gently, just the front. Two of the panels cut, that is for the front neckline. After which, you open it up. Sorry, before you open it up, you cut from your sleeve opening. You cut all the way down to the hem. Cut all the way down. After cutting it, you open it up. Let's take it again. Back neckline, front neckline. Sleeve opening, cut all the way down to the hemline. Open it up this way. Cut a piece of fabric for your facing. Lift up the main material. Gently slot in that piece of fabric that will be serving for your facing. Arrange it very well. Make sure it's aligning. Make sure the facing is aligning with the main fabric properly. Place it in a way that the facing at the side of the front panel is longer than the back. I will show you why. When it aligns properly this way, you cut it out gently, following the neckline you already have. Then in the front neckline, you slit it open by 4 inches to 4.5 to enable the head pass through easily when wearing it. As you know, it doesn't have a zipper or a button. So you slit open both the main fabric and the facing. Then the next thing you do is you shape your facing. That is why I said make sure your front facing is longer than your back facing because of that 4 inches slits in the front. So you shape it out properly this way. This is what we have. After shaping it out, you open it up. Open up the main fabric, right side facing up. The part facing me now is the right side of the fabric. Then you place the facing on top of it, right side facing each other. Arrange it properly, make sure it's aligning properly, right side facing each other. Then we are going to sew it all the way round. I'll sew it and get back to you. So this is it after sewing. I attached a fusible interface, a hemming gum to it, so that when I iron it, it will sit properly. So the next thing is you flip through to the good side, flip it through to the good side and iron. So after ironing, this is what we'll have. Let's iron it further. Make sure it's laying properly, laying very neatly. Arrange every part. Make sure it's smooth and not bulging anywhere. So this is what we'll have. I equally went on to highlight the midpoint of my shoulder. That is where the backbone is. I highlighted it with an iron, as you can see, so that it will enable me know where to place my measurements as it is opened up now. So the next thing you're going to place is from the midpoint of your shoulder, you measure your shoulder line, that is 8 inches. After which, you measure your first 5 inches. This is the first 5 inches for the pleats. In between the 5 inches is 2.5. So the first line, which is your shoulder line, 8 inches, you are going to take it all the way, rule it all the way down to the hem, both front and back. Do same for the 5 inches, all the way down, both front and back, such that when you lift it, the line you made will guide you to sew your first pleat. Make sure the first line, which is your shoulder line, is aligning with the 5 inches. Then you sew it all the way down. Let me sew it and get back to you. So before that, see how I ruled it all the way down? I ruled it on both sides. The 8 inches shoulder line ruled all the way down. Then the 5 inches for the first pleat ruled all the way down. Let me sew it now and get back to you. I will sew the both sides, iron it, and show you what it looks like. Yes, so beautiful. So this is our first pleat. I've sewn it all the way down to the front and towards the back. I equally did it for this other side, all the way down, front and back. It's looking so pretty. It's coming out so nice. Make sure you use a matching thread to your fabric, because the first pleat, the thread will be showing. So this is what it looks like. So the next thing now is to place the measurement for our second pleat. So we are going to raise the first pleat up this way. And from that point, you measure your next 5 inches. Remember, we left 10 inches for the pleats. We've made use of the first 5 inches. We are going to make use of the second 5 inches now. I will do it on both sides. Rule it the way I did for the first pleats. Both front and back. Such that when you lift it up and sew, you're going to be having the 2.5 inches. But this second pleat can be sewn in 2 ways. Is either you sew it all the way down to the hem, or you stop halfway. I'll be stopping halfway. So for me to know where my pleat will stop, I'll have to align my fabric. I'll arrange it to make a notch on where I want the second pleat to stop, because I don't want it to get to the hem the way the front one went down. So I will arrange my fabric, use my tape rule and measure to where I would want it to stop, make a notch, and equally measure for my side slits. So let me arrange it. Yes. Let me look for my chalk. Okay. So from the hemline, I'm coming up to 24 inches. Yes, 24 inches is nice. I'll be stopping the pleats at that point. Then for my slits, I'll make use of 17 inches. So if I want to pleat now on my machine, I will hold it this way. I will sew it from the shoulder line. I will arrange it properly for the chalk to align, such that the first pleat will cover the sewing I'll be having in my second pleat. Then instead of sewing it and stopping halfway, I'm going to go this way. Yes. I will sew it and curve out my hand gently this way. I'm not going to stop halfway. You equally have the option of sewing it down to the hem, is a choice. But I want to stop halfway at that 24 inches. And I'll make that slight curve. So I've gone ahead to sew my second pleat. It's looking all nice. Can you see it? First pleat all the way down to the hem. Then the second pleat, like I told you, I came towards the 24 inches and I made that curve. I used my iron to iron it properly. Can you see that? I wouldn't, if you stop there, it will be hanging and it won't look nice. So you have to make this slight curve this way. It's looking all pretty. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I will hem the sleeve opening. I will hem the sleeve opening and join the both sides. I'll show you what it looks like. Yeah, so this is the final look of the project. Looking pretty, right? So nice. Our neckline is sitting properly. Everything is sitting pretty. So this is our first pleat, looking all nice. And our second pleat, I equally went ahead to add an invisible pocket. See our side slits. Everything came out all nice and pretty. Thank you for tuning in. See you again next time.